Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Yahweh been the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah been the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now I want to get into some precepts that's going into salvation in the Revelation. Salvation in the Revelation was supposed to come in the time of the end. And so these scriptures is bringing out how salvation and the revelation is for the time of the end. It wasn't for these church fathers to be able to interpret. It wasn't for these first century Christians, as they try to say, to understand what was going on. The revelation was for the time of the end. The books would be sealed. The records and the truth would be sealed until the time of the end. See, it would be uncovered in the end. Now let's get some precepts to back this up. Now when you go into which one is it? Salakia. You go into, first of all, let's deal with Matthew chapter 24. Matthew 24. He let you know what this is all about. In verse 3 it says, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world? So the context of all of this is the end of the world. What would be going on in the end of the world? You would be having nation rising up against nation. And that's not talking about no government. That's talking about race. Race will rise against race. Nationality will rise up against nationality. Race wars. This was what would be going on. This is the rumors of the wars that would be going on. Now, kingdom against kingdom, World War III would be on the brink. So these things are going hand in hand. But when you get to 13, it tells you, it says, but he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So salvation is at the end. So salvation is at the end, and it will be race wars. That shows you that verse 21 and 22 is talking about Jacob's trouble. That's the race that they're going to be after. The elect. Who was the elect? Let's get that real quick. And these just some of the precepts. Let's get the elect. I think it's in 45 or 46. Here in 45 and 4. It says, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel my elect. You see how he says for servant's sake? He says in Matthew 24, it says for the elect's sake, which is Israel. This is what the war, the salvation is going to need to be for, because they're going to be trying to exterminate the elect. They're going to be trying to exterminate the Israelites. And it's going to be a race situation. When you go into Isaiah 13, and I'm going to deal with the race thing, then I'm going to go into I'm going to go into the where this race the situation that the race is in. This is Isaiah 13 and 10. 13 and 14. It says, and it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. See, his own race. Every man is going to turn to his own race and flee, because it's going to be a race war in Babylon the Great. This is the focus of the situation too, because they say the burden of Babylon. He wasn't saying ancient Babylon. See, because it talks about a nuclear war here in verse 5. It says, they shall come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. That's talking about the nuclear destruction. Okay? Those weapons that the Lord created. And when you go into Isaiah 54 and 16 and 17, tell you that no weapon that is formed. And 16 is telling you that he's forming the weapon. So this is not talking about no ancient Babylon, which the Persians went in there and took their place without burning the place to the ground or dropping some kind of bomb on the people. So when you get to 15, it says, every man that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So if you join unto somebody of another nation, they're going to thrust you through. They're not going to thrust their own people through. They're going to thrust people through that's not of their nation. Everybody's going to turn to their own people, and it's going to be race riot, wars going on. So when you go into Luke wrote his book after Yahushua's death, burial, and resurrection. So for him to write what he wrote here, he should be talking about the world. If he coming to give his life for sin, the sin of the world, when the people of the world was in sin, he was coming to give his blood for them. Why is Luke talking about this? Verse 68, he says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. So it's going into the people of Israel. See, it says that he hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in his house, in the house of his servant David. So now we're seeing that the salvation is being raised up in the house of David. 71 get to the point. It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. We will be in the hand of our enemies. The enemies will have us in their hand. Verse 74, it says that he might grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. So we will be in the hand of our enemies. See, serving the enemy. See, and the Lord was going to take us out of their hand. So it's not talking about some Christian church, see, that's not in the hand of their enemies. They scattered all over the place, and they don't have no specific place to be. But a nation of people has a specific place to be. That's their homeland, and they're not in the homeland. They're in the hand of their enemy, in their enemy's land. So this is the context of the situation. It's not talking about some original sin anywhere and worried about that crap. Talking about the Israelite sin and their punishment and them being taken out of the punishment. Now that's the salvation. We dealing with that was dealing with the salvation, and that was going to be happening during the World War III. See, and the Great Tribulation, which was going to be focused on a race. That was where he get this Great Tribulation. It's from Jacob's trouble. Jacob is going to be in trouble. So that's the salvation. And so these other nations, they not in somebody else's land. They have their own homeland, and they going to be fighting in the wars. See, the Israelites not going to be in no war. The one that's pretty much going to be saved, they not going to be fighting in nobody's war, killing nobody. See, so they not even gonna be a part of the situation. These heathens is the ones that's having wars, and they gonna be killing folks in the military. They got militaries, and they gonna be killing people in their military. This is what Isaiah 34 is about. The Lord is gonna have a war with their armies. Revelation 19 and 19 too. He's fighting their armies because they the ones that got armies. The Israelites ain't got no army, man. They're in slavery under the so-called white man. Now, when you go into Salaki, when you go into the revelations would come in the last days. And let's start with Yahushua here. And is it 5? This Revelation 5. Revelation 5. Let's make sure they ain't got no time. I'm gonna start with verse 4. It says, "For I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look therein." It says, verse 5, "And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prepared to open the book, to loose the 7 seals therein." So this is what was going on. This book was going to be sealed. This Bible was going to be sealed, and it was going the seal was going to be taken off. Now, when you go into the timing of this situation, because I don't think they put no timing in this one. When you look at the timing of when these angels is coming, let's go into that Revelation 5. Let's get not Isaiah. Let's get Malachi 4. Okay, Malachi 4. We're talking about the revelation, because we dealt with the salvation. Verse 5, it said, "Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great day before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord." Okay. It says, "And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to the father, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse." So the heart of the children being turned to their father, that's these children having the revelation. Their mind, see, that's their heart. And they're having a revelation of who their fathers was. It's being revealed to them who are their forefathers. Okay, when you go into, it says, who would reveal these things to the children of Israel? Let's see. So we got to do Daniel, because Daniel chapter 12, it breaks it down in plain English. Now, it talks about this Jacob's trouble in verse 1. It tells you about Jacob's trouble. This is when the deliverance of the people of Israel will be happening, because Daniel don't say he coming for a church. Daniel say he's coming for the children of your people, the children of the Israelites. And they wasn't writing no books to nobody else, man, but the Israelites. This Daniel 12:4, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end." This is what it's all about. In the time of the end, the truth is going to come out. Now, you ain't going to have the truth, and the truth is going to just start to get practice in the end. No, the truth going to start to come out in the end, meaning everything before then is going to be a lie. See, a Jehovah Wiccan is a Baptist, Methodist, Episcopalian, all these things was going to be a lie till the time of the end came on the scene. And those books would be sealed. Look at verse 9. It says, and he said, go your way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Okay, and verse 10 says, only the wise will understand. The wicked won't understand. See, they won't understand that the truth is going to come at the end. Okay, and then you get another one. I think Isaiah might give you something, but let's don't go to Isaiah. Let's go to Habakkuk, because Habakkuk tells the same thing. All right. It says, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. See, it's going to speak at the end. It's not speaking, see, when these people first put us into the slavery, it's not going to speak in the 1600s, the 1700s, and the 1800s. See, not especially now on the level that the Lord is setting up to speak on. That vision is going to be in the time of the end, man. So that's one in Habakkuk. Let me get another one. Well, that's two. One with Daniel and one with Habakkuk. Let's get Second Esdras. Okay, Second Esdras. Which one is it? I think it's 6. Six 22. Let's see here. Verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched, and as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. When is it going to be declared? And when is salvation? Look at verse 25. Whosoever remain from all these that I have told you shall escape and see my salvation in the end of the world. Salvation is at the end of the world. It's not when you walk up in the church talking about, I gave my life to Jesus. No, salvation is at the end of the world. The revelation is at the end of the world. Jump back up to 22. It talks about empty. The stores is going to be empty. Verse 20, it says, and when the world shall begin to vanish away and shall be finished, and then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together. In the time of the end, the books is going to be open and understood. See, it's not going to happen but for no other time but for that time. That the prophets is going to stand up and start reading the book and get completely understanding. Okay, so that's Ezekiel 6. All right, Ezekiel 6 lets you know that it's in the time of the end. This is when the books is gonna be open, and then the truth is gonna come out. See, before then, the truth is gonna be a long time without fruit. See, and so them the two that I got. Okay, which one? What's the other one? It's got time on it. I think Colossians. All right, I think it's chapter 1. Chapter 1 and 20, I think. No. Salakia. Is it 2 and 20? Damn, I went to the wrong book again. Slovakia. Where is that? Oh, there it is. 26. Slovakia. I want to get right to the point too. It says, even a mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. So it's been, the truth been hid from the saints, but he's giving it to the saints. 27, for who God would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Mashiach, in who the hopes for. Okay, so this is what it's talking about. The truth is going to be hidden to the time of the end. Go down to Luke. Okay, let's see. Luke. Time of the end. We're talking about the time. Revelation coming at the time of the end. Alright, should be 24. 21, 24, Salakia. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captives into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. When is the time of the Gentiles going to be fulfilled? In the time of the end. This is when the truth going to come out, and the Israelites going to be able to go up and be feared among all men. So I'm thinking that's all the precept. Let me get one more for the revelation to hammer that one home. Let's see. Okay, Salakia. Genesis. My mind drew a blank. I'm coming to Genesis. Oh, is it Genesis 49? 49? Yeah, Genesis 49. It says, and Jacob called unto his son and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. See, the last days, he's going to be giving that truth, and he's going to be gathering his Israelites, his saints. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Okay, so this is what he was showing them, what was going to befall them in the last days. You see, and he was pointing out each tribe, telling them how he was going to be dealing with them. Okay. I think that's one of the main ones I wanted that went along with the revelation. But let's get Deuteronomy. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 29 and 29. It said, the secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. See, this is what was going on. That revelation was supposed to come to the Israelites. It's not here for no Christian church. It's not here for no random individual. It's here specifically for the Israelites. Okay? This is what the revelation was for. And at the time of the end, he said, gather yourselves, sons, because I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen to y'all before he turned this Salakia. It's another one that was on my mind that I wanted. That got time on it. Yeah, I think that's the main one that talks about the awakening, and then the salvation. Oh, let me get the salvation one more time. And the salvation in John 4:22, it says, "Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews." His salvation is for the Israelites. Verse 24 says, "God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." See, the truth matters. The truth is that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Israelites. They're going to get the revelation of that in the last days. They weren't going to get that revelation when they first got into slavery. And you see what happened to the people that try to stand up for the Israelites. See? So, yeah, I just want to do that quick video. And I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.